Welcome to Celebrate Aging. I'm Vicki Marthaler, your hostess here today on the ecumen Detroit Lakes campus. And we're thinking about November, we're thinking about Veterans Day, and I have with me one of our wonderful residents. His name is Phil Johnson, and he is a veteran of the U.S. Navy.
Right.
Salute you, sir. Thank you for serving. Thank you for putting in that time that you did. So tell me, how old were you when, now you said you enlisted.
Right. I was working at Kettle River, manager of a creamery and a dry milk plant, and Army was getting close, so I enlisted in the Navy.
You enlisted in the Navy.
And I was in the medical corps because in my civilian life I was scoutmaster and I taught my boys. Our first project was teaching them how to do first aid.
Ah, okay.
And we did a lot of camping, so that's why I got in the medical corps in the Navy.
So your scoutmaster duties served you well.
Yes, it did.
As well. So you were in the medical corps. And
Right.
where did you do your basic training?
I did my basic and Great Lakes.
At the Great Lakes?
Yeah.
Okay, because you grew up in this area. You grew
Yes,
up by Cormorant, right?
Right.
Okay, so you were in Minnesota, so you did your training at the Great Lakes. Then where did you go?
Then I went to the East Coast and boarded a ship. And USS Leon, APA 48, attack transport. And then went down to the Panama Canal, then out to the South Pacific.
Okay. Now this was in the 40s, right?
Yeah. And we took in 4 invasions.
You took 4 invasions,
Yeah.
all right.
We had the people who would go in first, and we would let them off, and they're going back on these LTD boats and land, and then go up. We hit Leyte, Lingayen, Okinawa, and Saipan.
Okay.
And some of those places, they bombed the hills, but they still didn't get Japs as they came out of the caves with the guns, and the fellows were pinned down on the beach, and there was no place for them to hide.
My goodness.
And I felt sorry for them. But I was very fortunate. I came back. I had not one scratch. The good Lord was with me. And I'm thankful to this day that I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. So in the medical corps, then, you took care of quite a number of our boys over there, didn't you?
We had one time, we had 200 patients because the captain had to take the flag down. So I mentioned it, and that's it. And ensign said, I will tell the captain, and so that we didn't take any more patients.
Oh, so you have a flag up to say you're open for business kind of thing,
Yep.
and then no vacancy if you take the flag down?
Yep.
Now, you were telling me that you had a good captain on that ship.
Yes, we did.
And there was a dive bomber plane?
Yep, and our gunners had already killed the guy, but the plane was still coming.
Oh.
But the last few minutes, the captain swerved the ship, and he missed us, and we took a 35-degree roll, which we thought we was going to roll over.
Oh, I bet. That's pretty sharp.
Yeah, and we were very thankful because he was at alert. And besides, I figured we had the good Lord with us.
Yep. So you've got the captain and the good Lord. You were in good hands that way.
Yes, we was.
Taking care of the boys over there.
Right.
Now, in the 40s, you know, it's kind of different nowadays when people sign up for the military. I know that you were talking about, I asked how much you got paid. What was the going
Well,
rate?
it was $20-some.
A month?
At that time when it first came in. Then after we had 3 months in, if I remember correctly, it was increased, but I don't know how much it was. But they took most of us for different things that we had to pay for.
I understand. I remember my father-in-law saying you had to pay for your shampoo and your toothpaste,
Yes, you did.
and still had to keep your uniforms clean.
Yeah, right.
So you didn't get too much at the end of that check, did you?
No.
But you did get some training.
Right.
And you were able to use that.
I remember in Great Lakes where I took my training, we was out there doing push-ups, and we learned in a hurry to carry a white handkerchief to put down underneath, so if my knee hit the ground, everything get dirty.
Yeah, those Navy guys, you got the white uniforms. You got to keep them white.
And you rolled them up, and then they kept the press.
You got it figured out. You had it figured out.
And that.
Go back to this ship Leon, the ship that you were on. How many people lived on that ship, or how big was it?
I think there was 200 and some.
200 and some?
And then we carried 400 to 600 troops, and what we call it was an attack transport.
Attack transport.
And we had a lot of these landing boats that were hanging on the side of the ship.
Oh, okay.
So.
So you carried the soldiers to wherever they were going to land,
right.
and then they'd get in those boats and go to the beach.
And then the front end would come down.
Okay.
And some of them walked in water, and some got up on land, some of them didn't.
Okay. Now, did you always just stay on the boat, or did you end up going on the shore after a battle? Or
I stayed always on board ship.
Okay.
And then one invasion, the captain had taken the flag down, and we had over 200 patients laying in the corridor.
Wow.
And I mentioned it, and the ensign went up and talked to the lieutenant, and he talked to the captain, and they took the flag down. So
yeah, right. You got to take the flag down. So, when did you come home? Was it after the war?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a little over 4 years.
A little over 4 years. And so you were on that ship the whole time, or did you come back to the States at all?
No, I was on board ship most of the time.
Okay.
After we took our basic training at Great Lakes, then I flew to New York and boarded the ship there, and then I was on the USS Leon.
Yeah, so that was home for a while. How did you get mail? You must have written home once in a while. How did you get mail?
I have to say that at one of the invasions, before a plane came over and dropped the bag that we picked up, that was mail for the soldiers and the servicemen that was on board ship, which really thanks to someone who was really thinking, because when these service people who was going ashore got these letters, it maybe was the last one that they ever received, but there were smiles on those people's faces because they had heard from home.
Oh, and what a great place for us to just say, there are still people serving our country, and there are still people across the world in different faraway places. And it's getting to be the holidays, so I think it would be a great encouragement to let you be writing letters to some people, right?
Yeah.
Write a letter to a soldier, let them know that you're thankful for their service and for what they're doing, and I pray for them,
Right.
support them.
Definitely pray.
Definitely pray. And this is Phil Johnson just sharing a little bit of his story, serving in the Navy during World War II. And we thank you for your service.
Thank
and we
you.
thank you for this bit of sharing. And we encourage you to continue to support our troops.
And thank you, good Lord, too.
And
for
thank the
believing.
good Lord, too.